What's up, everyone? Paul here, coming at you with a Crypto Coffee update. This is a segment where we just go over all kinds of news and information and events coming out of crypto. That way we can keep everybody up to date about the happenings. So join me now for our simultaneous sip where we sip coffee together. Very relaxing way to start off the day. Let's go ahead and relax a bit more by perusing the news. New partnership coming out of Australia will allow the citizens in that country to pay their bills in cryptocurrency. Pretty exciting development, just broke last night, so let's unpack what's going on the big old island of Australia. Cointree, in a tweet, recently announced a partnership with a company called GoBill. As part of the agreement, GoBill will take users' cryptocurrency, and from there, they will settle with Cointree, and Cointree will pay the bills. So it's as simple as that. Cointree's license under the AUS track, while GoBill has an Australian financial services license under the ASIC, no relation to the actual ASIC miners, of course. But what this means, essentially, is everything is legally airtight, and users can now associate with these two companies in a pretty seamless fashion, get their bills paid with crypto. That's exciting. And Australia has been making moves to make itself a more favorable country for the budding crypto industry. Keep in mind, Melbourne is a huge crypto city, as well as Perth over on the west coast as the home to Power Ledger, so that's really cool as well. You can see here Australia already has 3 licensed cryptocurrency exchanges, and in April, the government released a set of regulatory requirements for said exchanges, allowing new entries into the marketplace. Moving on from Australia, not to be left behind, the US government has endorsed blockchain, allegedly, with a $800,000 award to a DLT, or Distributed Ledger Technology, company. Let's go ahead and expand and see what's going on there. A software architect and developer for a neuroscience gateway has reportedly received just over $800,000 from the US government to build what's called the Open Science Chain Project, or OSC. According to the reward letter, the funding will start the 1st of September of this year and will run all the way through August of 2021. Public records state that the project aims to create a web-based cyber infrastructure platform built using distributed ledger technologies that allow researchers to provide metadata and verification information about their scientific data sets and update this information as the data sets change and evolve over time in an auditable and assumingly transparent manner. So that's really interesting. One thing that came to mind, however, when reading this article is, since it's going to be a relatively centralized project, will it truly be distributed? And what type of architecture may be used for this project? It'll be very interesting to see how companies like this begin to square the circle of truly distributed, decentralized technology and a more centralized government-based application for blockchain. So, unique things happening in the field. Moving on from governments into the private sector, Byte, a company that really took the crypto world by storm recently, is going to be trading pre-funded Bitcoin, so no paper claims, and that's confirmed by the CEO on Twitter. Let's explore. Bitcoinist, the outlet we're looking at here, reported on August 3rd that, yes, you're reading that right, the owner of the New York Stock Exchange, the Intercontinental Exchange, they're teaming up with a group of companies along with Starbucks, BCG, and Microsoft, huge names, to create a digital asset platform geared to solve much of the current industry's issues, assumingly things like hacks and institutional user onboarding. So this is pretty big. Yesterday, the company's CEO outlined some major principles about the platform that they hope to accomplish. They want to have an infrastructure, as said, for institutional investment, and they want to be transparent about their price discovery while also offering a consistent regulatory framework. This is something that existing exchanges have kind of had a love-hate relationship with various governments so far. After all, too big of a shift in regulation can really mess up day-to-day operations, and this is something Bakkt wants to get ahead of. You can see here their solution for buying and selling Bitcoin, fully collateralized, pre-funded, no futures or anything like that, no margins, no leverage, real purchasing of these assets. So that's a huge boon and puts a good chunk of my fears to rest, honestly. As somebody who's a pretty big stickler for on-chain commitments, not a big fan of L2 solutions, this is something that I think is a fair compromise. And a quote from the CEO, clipped from the article, that supports the same thing. This supports market integrity and differentiates our effort from existing futures and crypto exchanges, which allow for margin, leverage, and cash settlements. So Bakkt is really getting into a unique niche in the industry. And this is something other experts have echoed as well. According to Garrett C. of DV Chain investment firm, he says that this is going to facilitate better arbitrage trades and would make trading a lot less risky. This is something that institutional investors have been looking for a while now. After all, it's one thing for an individual to lose some money in something like Mt. Gox. It's a huge tragedy. However, if an investment firm with fiduciary responsibility had the same issue, it would be assumingly a lot more messy. So, as you can see with the conclusion of the article, Bakkt's digital asset platform is set to begin functioning in November, and we'll see what the future holds. And our final article of the day, something that I really want to drive home for everybody, crypto hacking, it affects more than just exchanges. This is a great article from Sadie Williamson, so shout out to her for keeping the important things at the forefront and trying to keep the community safe, frankly. There are all kinds of ways crypto can be, let's just say, unwillingly removed from your possession, and that's something that nobody wants to experience. It's not only kind of shameful because it feels bad that, what if I could have did something differently, but also you're out money, and that's no good. Things such as exchange hacks are everywhere. After all, if you don't control the private keys, you really don't control the crypto. So leaving your crypto on an exchange can be pretty dangerous. If something happens to that exchange, or if you can't log in, well, those coins are still going to be there and you can't access them. There are also wallet hacks, things like MetaMask or MyEtherWallet. They're fantastic tools and I enjoy using them. However, it's extremely important not to have any major amount of crypto relative to your portfolio sitting on these tools. As useful as they are, something like a cold storage solution is relatively affordable and much more secure compared to something like a hot wallet. There's phishing attacks, so it's very important to be careful of what emails you open and what resources you interact with. Vetting these resources is a full-time job, that's why I'm here, and frankly, it's really, really important to ensure that what you're opening is coming from a place that doesn't look suspect. This could be as simple as making sure that the website URL is correct before you log in to any exchange or any crypto-related website that you regularly use. After all, adding in a little squiggle or changing an L to an I is very simple, and this can lead to a lot of heartache. There are also issues with what's called DNS spoofing, where everything could look fine with a website, but you're actually logging into a fake version. So again, just a little bit of due diligence out there can go a very long way. And of course, there are ICO scams. HowieCoin was actually put out by the US government as an example to show what a sketchy, scammy ICO looks like. So we'll put that below in the description for everybody to check out. But just keep in mind that most ICOs nowadays have moved on to doing Know Your Customer anti-money laundering, often abbreviated as KYC, AML, whitelisting. So you need to give over some information. And while not an optimal solution, for the time being, this is a relatively good way to ensure that the mass amounts of people who really, frankly, just don't have the level of experience in the field don't get unrightfully scammed. So it's a fine compromise for the time being. However, nothing's going to replace the due diligence and doing your own research. That's something that's really going to help you out and just save you a lot of heartache in every aspect of life. However, if you need a helping hand, if you're not sure where to start doing your own research, feel free to drop into the Cryptide Discord. We're always sharing information and willing to help out, pointing you in the direction of resources that you may or may not find beneficial for your own unique situation. After all, no one knows best for you but you, and we're here to help along the way. So with that said, that's the end of the news bite. Let's go ahead and roll into what's happening for August 22nd, Wednesday. Basic Attention Token is having an AMA, as is Ripple. So 2 AMAs from some pretty big coins, worth getting some information from there. For August 23rd, on Thursday, a lot happening in California. There's a Blockchain 101 meetup, so if you want to get a little bit of basic information and introductory sessions to blockchain, that's the place to be. And there's also a blockchain job fair, so really both ends of the spectrum. People who may not know much at all about cryptocurrency, and people who are looking for some employment in the field. So, blockchain job fair and Blockchain 101, both in California. And Power Ledger, the cryptocurrency from Perth, Australia that we mentioned earlier in the segment, they are going to be having an AMA. So some more information about them coming available. That's all for the happenings and events and for this Crypto Coffee update. As usual, all of the links below in the description. Links are super important, and citing your sources means everything. If not, I could just be making stuff up. It goes back to doing your own research and doing your due diligence. And thank you so much for watching. Your support really does impact me in a positive way, as I hope this content impacts you in a positive way. If you know anybody who may benefit from it, please do share. And if you feel so compelled, drop us a like on Viewly and YouTube. Viewly in particular gives us some benefit through some view tokens, so that's fantastic. And if you're a content creator, go check them out. But for now, my name is Paul, signing off. Thanks again for watching. We are Cryptide, and remember, the tide is rising. Do you call them bodyboards or boogie boards where you guys are from?